Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Wednesday, January 1st, the first show of 2025, around 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 2025. We did reach G4, severe geomagnetic storm for 3 hours earlier today. Unfortunately, it's night now and the geomagnetic storm is over. The bad news, we reached G4 severe storm with only moderate M flares. It appears as if the magnetosphere is weakening rapidly. Keep calm. It's boom time. Well, it is a sad start to 2025. 2 terrorist attacks on U.S. soil, including a major event last night in New Orleans that has now killed 15 people and injured over 35. 15 dead, 30 hurt after FBI says an Army veteran that the Army knew was a radicalized Islamist plows into crowds. They apparently ignored the warnings of this Army veteran, and it resulted in the death of 15 U.S. citizens that were simply trying to have a good time. And not only that, a Cybertruck exploded in front of Trump Tower in Las Vegas, killing the terrorist inside. The good news is the Cybertruck is so well made that the explosive didn't even damage the building. So these terrorists aren't smart. Certainly they're not smart. They're killing themselves. But let's get on with more pressing information. The weather. We've got a cross-country storm pack with snow and ice taking aim on the northeast and the south. A winter storm is going to bring snow and potentially hazardous ice to the central U.S. and southern states this week. It's going to be a bad story, trust me. Will there be snow in Texas? The nexus of the schmexus? Well, of course. Snow in Houston, it could be a reality in just a few days. This is the system that is lining up here in the Pacific Northwest to bring that snow. And as you can see here on New Year's Day, there is ample snow in the Northeast at the ski resorts, and that will be continuing overnight into the morning as it dissipates. But this storm will be building here. Here is Friday, January 3rd. That's where it kicks into full gear. And here by Saturday, the low pressure system is going to develop and rapidly move down here towards Texas. There's the low on Saturday, and watch it rapidly move here by Sunday. It is now down in Oklahoma, and that's where the storm will begin to bomb out here. And it will bring a line of precipitation in the form of freezing rain and mixed precipitation through the center of the U.S. here with heavy snow to the northern end. Let's move it through a little bit more here. The bad news is that a cold plume is going to drop down now and make it even colder in this region. And so another system that is about to develop here and move through Friday, January 10th, will bring snow to the southern tier. And to add insult to injury, another event here by mid-January could bring record-breaking snow to South Carolina and North Carolina on the coast. This is an amazing nor'easter that doesn't really make it to the northeast. So this is far out. This may change, and that may actually hug the coast. This is going to be a big snowmaker. Let's take a look at the total accumulated snowfall just from the first 2 events because we have pretty high confidence on that. Here's Friday, Saturday, Sunday through the weekend. You can see that storm system moving down into the central states there. Missouri, Indiana, and it looks like the Kentucky is going to get slammed here, as well as West Virginia and even North Carolina. That's bad news for the people that are homeless in that region. So here we are out Monday, January 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And you can see how this pattern is looking pretty spicy, especially for the southern mountains. Could be some record-breaking totals in those mountains of West Virginia through mid-January. And the rest of the region, we've got snow in all 50 states on this model, just a tippy touch here in Florida. But look at Texas, the nexus of the schmexus. That is bad news for those windmills. Holy macaroni. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. Al Gore is not happy with snow in Texas. And it's not just Texas. We'll get to that in a minute. But here is the full forecast. New Year's weather impacts. A storm tracking through the Northeast on New Year's Day will bring rain through southern New England and rain changing the snow across interior New England, the central Appalachians, and downwind of the Great Lakes as well. Along with widespread gusty winds, several weak waves of Pacific moisture will bring periods of low elevation rain showers and mountain snow to the northwest into the weekend before the system bombs out and makes its way towards Oklahoma. So buckle up and check in tomorrow for a better updated forecast on where the hardest hit regions will be. And it's not just the U.S. Heavy snow is forecast for the U.K. as well as most of Europe. Take a look at these snow totals here, especially for the UK. The UK hasn't seen snow like this in quite some time. And in just a week's time, areas in the UK could be picking up 4 feet of snow. The entire island covered in snow. And it's not just there. Take a look at this. Snow will be falling in Africa, for goodness sakes, as well as Spain. It's insane. The Alps are set to get plastered, so we're going to see heavy avalanche warnings by mid-month. And everyone is just going to be buried here, especially over here in those Baltic states. Holy macaroni. An earthquake just rattled near Cobb in Northern California's Lake Country, or Lake County. And good news is there's no injuries. The quake was a 4.5 magnitude and it struck near Cobb in Lake County on Wednesday night. It was measured at 6:34 p.m., just an hour and a half ago. There have been no reports of damages or injuries, but it is a significant rumbler on our list. Right there, that's the quake. Just happened. This is interesting. A 3.0 out in Nebraska could be frack related, which makes it actually disgusting as compared to interesting. Another quake now, 5.5 in the Bellini Islands region. This is on a mid-ocean ridge. Another mid-ocean ridge quake. Another mid-ocean ridge quake. I wonder if the Earth is expanding due to this geomagnetic storm. Leave a comment below. You can see the East African Rift continuing to rumble here. Multiple 4.9s in Ethiopia. We reported on the story yesterday that the East African Rift is accelerating. It's not going to open an ocean in 10 million years, but maybe in the next million. And that brings us to worldwide volcano news. A huge list today. Popo to 21,000 feet. Conleon on the list, puffing and passing. Swanasima, 6,000-foot blast there. Nevado de Ruiz to 21,000 feet. Fuego, volcanic ash ongoing. Semeru, who knew? You do. 14,000-foot puff there. Ibu to 6,000. Raventador, 14,000-foot puff. Conleon, puffing and passing. Swanasima, volcanic ash not identifiable. Sakurajima, 8,000-foot puff. The effusive eruption at the summit caldera in Kilauea continues with incandescent fluid lava and fountaining and lava flows continuing. Popo to 21,000 feet. Liwatobi to 8,000. Nevado de Ruiz, possible volcanic ash. Fuego to 15. Popo, volcanic ash emission there. Ibu to 13. You see what I'm saying here? Pretty big list. Sakurajima, 8,000-foot puff today. Could be space weather related. Conleon, 9,000-foot blast. Raventador to 14. Liwatobi to 9,000. Semeru, 14,000-foot puff. Moving east. Ducono, 8,000-foot puff there. Nevado de Ruiz on the list. And that wraps up worldwide volcano news for the day. Popo, the first on the list for tomorrow. Space weather is the big story for the day. We went to severe G4 geomagnetic storm all the way up to KP8, which is bad news because this is coming from just 2 M flares. Low-level M flares. They weren't even big M flares. And, well, let's take a look at telemetry here and you can see what happened. Here is the moment that we went up to KP8. It was when the BZ shifted south for a long period of time here, about 6 hours. Just 3 of those was represented as KP8, but we never even broke 600 kilometers per second for the plasma speed. Typically, when we get to KP8, we are at 800 kilometers per second. So this is very weak sauce coming in. Even the density was weak sauce. Now, granted, the BZ did push far south here, and this is the period of that KP8 moment. but telemetry is just not showing what's going on here. It's absolutely insane that we reached this G4 geomagnetic storm threshold with such low-level flaring. What that means is if we have high-level X flares directly facing Earth that hit, it's bad news for the grid and all of humanity. We also have a big story, 2 gigantic coronal holes turning into view. That plasma wind is going to be first beginning here with coronal hole 4 and then followed up by 5 in the next 3, 4, and 5 days. So we have more space weather coming. Will this coronal hole send us into high geomagnetic storm without even a flare? Well, those times will be telling, and we're going to be keeping a close eye on that for you. Good news, solar activity has waned, and we are now down into the moderate C range after that flurry of activity. A 26,000-year-old red fox skeleton finds a new home after being removed from a Utah cave. Complete skeleton here, just sitting on the cave floor, was recently dated, and it's nearly complete. The skeleton of a red fox dating back to the last ice age, found in northeast Utah over a decade ago, is about to get a cushy new home in a much warmer place, which is good news. A team of scientists, including state parks and Forest Service members, conducted the recovery, and Roxy, the name of the red fox, will be displayed at Utah Fieldhouse Natural History State Park Museum as early as the first half of this year. So if you live in Utah, this will be a spectacular sight to see. So go get it. And a new study of supernova data suggests that dark energy is an illusion. Well, most of us watching this channel already know that. There's no such thing as black holes, dark energy, or even dark matter. It's all a fairy tale to explain, well, what the money funders and explainers can't explain. They've been using the standard model of cosmology for over a century. And each and every time a new discovery is made, cosmologists are baffled. Well, maybe the veil is being lifted. And, well, it's all an illusion. Check out Oppenheimer Ranch Project merch. I spent a lot of time designing these shirts. KP0, I know what you're thinking. Now available once again. It had gone offline for a bit. We also have got the Al Gore in a Glacier, Shut Up Al, Get in Your Hole shirt. And so those are pretty fantastic. We've got every type of hoodie. We've even got a canvas art print here of Al Gore in a Glacier that you can hang on your wall. How fantastic is that? Shut Up Al, Get in Your Hole. Every style, every fabric, every t-shirt, I put it on. We even have an Al Gore in a Glacier mug for just $14.99. Like I said yesterday, and the new Oppenheimer Ranch Project logo that also says, Shut Up Al, Get in Your Hole in the back. How can you go wrong? We've only listed these $1 above cost, so you can get the best value from any merch shop, from any content creator on YouTube. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share the video, get the merch, share the channel, hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Become a Patreon. Watch all of our podcasts in one place, commercial free for as little as, I think, $12 a year. Holy macaroni. We love each and every one of you. We hope you had a happy new year and that today was not too stressful due to all the terrorist attacks. We'll wait to see how it unfolds, but I guarantee you on January 20th, things will change.